All right, it's Fright Night with Ferocious feet, and they're already fibbing on me.
No fibbing here.
Yes, they are.
No lies detected.
All right, so we're gonna go into intros, because we have much to discuss. Have we not?
I'll go first just because I don't have anything as interesting as you two, three, whatever. Um, well, it's been 2 weeks since you guys went to LA for your Nerd Fest. You guys inspired me. I actually was playing some PS4. I was playing some Tony Hawk's and Call of Duty, so I was kind of with you guys in spirit while you guys were out there. For my birthday, I went to Shady Maples. If nobody knows what that is, it's in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. It's the United States' largest buffet, and like the homage to it, it's so good. And on your birthday, you eat for free. So just heads up if anyone's in the PA area around there. And then I took my mom to see Journey last night. They're on their farewell tour or something. I don't know. And then she reminded me 15 years ago we saw Journey for the first time. So I'm good not seeing Journey anymore. So if they retire, good for them. So that's basically all I was up to. Not much.
All right. Well, I'll jump in real quick too. I'm glad that you're keeping the PS4 still alive.
Me too.
In all seriousness, about like 40 or 50% of the Sony user base is still on a PS4. So you're not alone. A lot of people did not upgrade. So, it is what it is. But I am happy to hear that you're playing some Tony Hawk because that game has always had a place in my heart. Ever since I was a little kid, playing on N64, and then when it came on PS1 and actually had a good control scheme. That was great. But yeah, no, we had a hell of a week last week, right, Fee? Right, Fuzzy? Got to meet a whole bunch of people. Shout out to FarQ that's sitting in the chat right now. It was great to hanging out with him. He is actually, I think he's right on time to be heading back home right now from LA. So he hung out there after we all left. Got to do the tourism thing, check things out while he had some opportunity. But we got to meet a lot of people out there. Got to meet a lot of really cool folks that we've been podcasting with and hanging out with for years. And yeah, it was a great time. We ended up getting some Xboxes. And I know that Presto's pissed off about that. But
a little.
It was good. It was good. Such a good showcase, such a good weekend. Great hanging out with a bunch of folks that we've been talking with forever. I've tried to watch a few movies over the last few days while I've had some downtime off of work. Like once I get done with the day, I literally have just been going home and crashing. But on the flight home, and you can judge me, it's fair. On the flight home, I watched 10 Things I Hate About You. Why? Because it was one of the items that was available on Delta's streaming service for flight. And I forgot how damn good that movie is. Even though it's very much like a rom-com thing, God, that movie is great. And it does a really good job at throwing a lot of comedy in throughout. So, go back and watch some of those old 90s and early 2000s comedies. They're great.
Anything with Ledger in it is awesome. Let's not say it isn't.
Oh, absolutely. And anything that has Joseph Gordon-Levitt, pretty much. Not everything.
Matthew Lillard?
He wasn't in it.
I know, but still, anything with Matthew Lillard in it is a
She's
good movie.
just randomly throwing people's names.
Like,
The Rock.
Their names out.
Yeah, no, there were a lot of people in that film that when you go back and you watch it, you're like, oh, holy shit, I forgot that they're in it. Because it was one of those 90s movies where it had a bunch of the up and comers, and it was really cool to watch that type of stuff. Great to revisit it on the way back home as I head into like a travel coma, and just autopiloted like the last 3 days of work for the week.
Nice. Well, I guess I will go now as far as what I've been up to. Much like Cypher said, got to see, meet a lot of awesome people in the Xbox community out in LA, and got an Xbox, and if he got an Xbox, it was kind of an Oprah moment.
Everybody got an Xbox.
Yeah, everybody. No, and not everybody.
Except Presto, because Presto made a mistake.
Listen, if I would have known that, I would have sucked it up and hung out with Fee for a couple days to get an Xbox. All right.
I tried to tell you, and since the Halloween thing ended up getting canned because you missed the tickets, I was like, maybe he'll come out this time then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was for anybody that's not, let's say, an Xbox fan. It was a great experience in general. You get a bunch of swag as far as shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, jackets, pins, other memorabilia and stuff like that.
You got all this stuff?
Well, quality assurance was not the best. But collectively, we got a shirt, a T-shirt, a jacket, and an Xbox.
Wait, hold on.
Did you not get a T-shirt?
Did you not get a swag bag?
No, I got one. It's just what was in my swag bag was not the same as other people's swag bag.
She got the kid swag bag.
Yeah, see, I got the one without the pins in it and without the collectible that you can smack inside other people's heads. So I guess they thought because of my size I was a kid. And
No. So you didn't get the okay. Hold on. Let me shed some light on this real quick. You didn't get the pins or like the headset or anything because those were part of those different activities throughout the show floor. Because if you did the claw game, you ended up getting some pins for that.
Not talking about that. So there were these Fanfest pins that were in that.
from Daniel from Germany. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. My bad.
So yeah, there was this silver and white Fanfest pin that a lot of people had that said 25th anniversary on it. And then there was a plaque that Fuzzy got that was the 25th anniversary, and it had it looked kind of like the insides of
the new
Xbox. Yeah,
the Xbox.
You didn't get that?
No,
it wasn't in her bag.
What the fuck? Huh?
Like I said, the quality assurance was not great, and I also got a medium T-shirt, and we all know I can't fit in that.
Oh no, I didn't get a pin, but I got an Xbox. My life sucks.
I never said that.
No, but it all in all, it was still an awesome experience. Meeting everybody from the Xbox family out there, the new executives took the time, take pics with people. Although it started to clog up the event as far as everybody was like, "Oh, I got my swag bag. Oh, and I can take a picture with the CEO." So it's like they had to kind of move things along a bit, but they had some interesting finger food as far as like tacos and. What was it, like a Fritos taco thing?
Dude, and the brisket grilled cheese bites. Holy shit. That was delicious. And the street tacos. Oh my God.
So did PlayStation have a booth at this thing?
Fuck no.
No.
PlayStation has kind of gotten out of doing fan interactive activities and things, which
they don't care about, y'all.
I kind of wish they would go back to doing stuff like that. It would be kind of cool to see because there were some PlayStation fans that also own Xboxes there and stuff, and they didn't cause a ruckus or anything along those lines. But they've been into playing games like Halo for years or playing other Xbox franchises for a while. That it's like, oh well, they main their PlayStation, but they were there for the festivities as well. But there was also other things like the Summer Games Fest, which is pretty cool. Not the biggest fan of Keeley, but the show was well organized, nice games shown there. The event or the arena was pretty cool as well. Then there was also like the mix thing, which was more of like a indie game type of deal. We didn't get to go to play days. We're not officially press, although we did have like press passes for the mix thing.
Which was a
But
good
those,
thing.
yeah, it was a good thing because they were at capacity and the line was pretty much out and around the building kind of deal. And people over at, what was it, Flanagan's or whatever that steakhouses were mad that people were blocking the entrance or whatever. It's like, oh, you had 5 people go in and you got 205 people, standing around. It's like, you might want to be nice because some people might get hungry and want a steak for dinner. And oh, we can't block the entryway.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Fleming's.
So
Yeah,
it's like,
we ate there in 2022,
mhm,
and there was hardly anybody in the restaurant.
yeah.
And we were at the bar because they said, "Oh well, we don't have a table yet," or something like that. And I'm like, the whole restaurant is pretty much empty. So, but we stay at the bar until they have the table ready and stuff, and then we waited for our server for, I'm not lying, for almost 30 minutes. We're
Mhm.
waiting for our server. Then I said something to the manager, and the manager like, okay, yeah, I'll get somebody. I'm so sorry about that. And then this young kid comes over that had passed the table like 5 or 6 times. And I was like, yeah, I would like another. Like, was this kid originally supposed to be here? And he's like, yeah, he. And I'm like, say no more. Get me somebody else. Mm-mm. So we had a nice time, but for because this is not the first Fleming's we've been to. We were at another one in Pennsylvania, and for what we had experienced, it wasn't really worth it to go back to
Yeah.
LA location. So yeah.
Yeah, the PA location's a better spot anyway. But then again, there's more steakhouses, well, at
Mhm.
least within like walking distance of each other,
Mhm.
that are high end steakhouses that are, much better as far as competing for your dollar and whatnot. But yeah, well, they brought their own problems on themselves, kind of thing. But the
Well,
mix, back to the mix. A lot of indie horror games, whether it's things like the game Inside or Little Nightmares and stuff like that. A big you know group of those were meant to be more of like horror titles. I mean, you had I keep on forgetting what the first part of it is, but it's like horror seasons or something like that, or curse seasons, where it's like a cozy game, but like a horror cozy game kind of deal. And Toxic Avenger was there. Yes, it's still in development. Yes, it will be released soon-ish.
mhm.
They're definitely working hard to make sure it doesn't have similar hitbox issues that Jay and Silent Bob's game has had. Like there's a lot of brawlers out there, so considering how well Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles did and how well Marvel beat 'em up did, this one will probably be like the next best one. Silent Jay and Silent Bob is pretty good. They're doing some patches on that one, so if you haven't picked it up, it's probably better to pick it up now after the patches. If you've picked it up and put it down because you were getting frustrated not being able to beat the final boss, I think you might want to check out the most recent patch. It should have kind of fixed things and stuff. But overall, great experience. If you're a gamer, great time to go out there around the old E3 time. But yeah, it's an experience worth going out there. Yes, even if you're driving 40 plus hours, I don't recommend it for those that are not comfortable driving that many hours. Flying definitely, but as I've stated before, my fear of flying, I'll take my chances and deal with the hip pain for all those hours driving. But yeah, Fee, what have you been up to this past week?
So we get out there and we're having a nice time. We go out there and we get there for the dinner, and Cypher finally shows up. So I had to be at the other end. So he had to walk himself around to go talk to us. You remember that, right,
shows
Cypher?
up. What the hell is this?
Anyway. So then we go, what was the Friday event?
Friday event was the Summer Games Fest.
Yes.
The Kegels, the Kegels, the Kegels Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
No, hold on. We'll go back real quick to Yard House, because you make it sound like you were put out so much the fact that we were sitting on the opposite side of the table from each other.
Yeah,
Far Q got stuck waiting for like 2 hours waiting for his food, because I'm pretty sure our waiter was either drunk or high off his ass. Right? Like real issues came up, not just our seating. It was great to see you guys in person, but yeah, no, Far Q was the real victim in this situation.
What was
But
funny
to be fair, we had like 40 or 50 people
Yeah.
meeting up for that initial night. So like I get it, right? Like the waiter staff in that place, they probably had no idea what they were getting into. And so, hats off to them. Like, even though it wasn't ideal or perfect, they still made it work. Yeah, Far Q in the chat, he's like, that guy was wasted. Dude, every time he came over to ask that question, he kept telling Far Q, he's like, don't worry, your food's on the way out. And then like 2 minutes later, he'd be like, don't worry, your food, it's in the window right now. It's ready. And every time he did it, like, he looked like he was hanging on a wish and a prayer, like a hope and a prayer, to stay standing and not eat shit. Because the dude, I think, was either downing shots in between runs or what. I don't know. But it was funny. It was entertaining. Like, it was terrible, but Far Q got food eventually. It all worked out. Anyways, continue with Summer Games Fest on Friday.
He said lost count how many times he said 5 minutes.
Dude, it was like 6 or 7 times. And at one point, like before this even happened, he was like, oh yeah, no, I already took your order. And I'm looking at Far Q and I'm like, I don't remember that. But the two of you seem to remember it, so maybe. Yeah, no, he totally didn't take that order at all. Yeah, no, it was an experience, that's for sure. But the Yard House, like, the food was good. The food was good. The beer was good. It just they never expected they were going to have as many nerds in one section at the same time as they did. So
Yeah, that is true. So yeah, we at the end of that night, I don't know why he thought this was a good idea, but the server decided he was going to pass around the device for us to pay for our stuff, highlight it and then pay for it. And he just kind of left it there. So, in that mass confusion, some people had already left. Some people were just confused. Like, was somebody picking up my check? Was did I pay? Did I not pay? So at the end of the night, he came over to whoever was left, and we were just sitting there throwing money. Who was it? At Boom, was it?
I think it was Boom. Fart Q was there as well.
Yeah.
And we just
I
kind of
remember
throwing
BT
money.
Maverick was still there.
Yeah.
I think Cork or someone ended up taking the total cost, and you guys and
it was Boom. I think it
Fart
was. I
Q,
think it was
a couple people threw some money at him.
Yeah. So
But,
we were
I
just
mean-
kind of throwing money to say, okay, well, how much is left? How much is left? So that Boom didn't have to pay for whatever was left.
Well, and it could have been so much worse, right? Because when that thing first got dropped off with us to, be part of the honor system and go through and say, yeah, these are totally my items. That check started off like around $800. So by the time it ended up showing up to the end, and they were running into like straggler issues trying to find who owned the last couple beers, it was only $40.
Yeah.
So it did work out better than it could have. But yeah, it was still kind of a shit show. Like, he just kind of threw it out there and was like, hey, take care of your own stuff. And it's
Yeah.
I don't know how as a waiter you would trust that big a party to just be like,
I
yeah,
don't
we're
know
totally going to take care of our stuff.
I don't know either.
Like,
I was
that's
just like,
insane.
did what?
Yeah.
It's like, whose Pilsner is this? Wait, what? I didn't.
Yeah,
drink
and
a
I
beer.
talked to some of the guys afterwards because we were all sitting around talking and stuff like that at the JW, and one of them was like, I didn't even know what was going on because I was trying to get my check, and at some point I was like, I saw everybody else leave, so I was like, what do I do? I'm like, it's all good. We figured it out.
Yeah.
No, but all in all, it was a fun time.
So that was just Thursday night. That was just us getting in. And then Friday, my highlights were, we went there, and I think Fuzzy paid for a $14 what was it, milkshake?
What
Was there
there?
frozen yogurt, frozen lemonade or something?
Something like that. Oh, at the
Ben
mall.
and Jerry's.
Yeah, Ben and Jerry's. Yeah. I mean, it's California. I mean, yeah, I know it's crazy to pay that for a frozen lemonade that's like the size of a medium cup or whatever, but
I got watermelon chopped up in a bigger cup than his for $10.
well, that was a street vendor, so it's like they're
but
they're
still.
hustling at good prices. The stores, it's like, oh well, we got to pay our rent, so we're going to add $7 to this this little cup of frozen lemonade. So
Yeah, because I was hungry, but I wasn't hungry. So then we get into the summer fest thing or whatever, and when did I fall asleep?
I don't remember exactly, but I guess you missed the Alien Isolation video.
And
Oh, you missed one of
like,
the best
go ahead,
things.
finish it.
No, you missed one of the best things. Like,
Yeah,
we were told that this thing was eventually going to happen. I think we had heard maybe like a year ago that it was in the works, and it was actually official. But this was the first time we actually saw a trailer for it. And yeah, I don't know about you, Fuzzy, but when I saw that, as soon as it started, I was like, oh, I know exactly what this game is. And I was so happy to see it because the first game was very underrated. I think it was really difficult for a lot of people. I'm sure there were a lot of the quote unquote journalists out there that didn't even actually beat it. Or if they did, they had to drop it all the way down in difficulty because the xenomorph was not messing around in that game. But yeah, no, I was happy to see that. Sorry, continue.
So Cypher, I mentioned to Cypher when we got out of the Summerfest thing. I'm like, yeah, I fell asleep, and he goes, yeah, I watched you.
Yeah. Fuzzy and Fee were off to the left of me by like 7 or 8 people. And at one point, I look over and I just see her completely dozed out on Fuzzy's shoulder. I was like, yeah, okay. Typical. Video games, sleep. All right. I get it.
Well, he sleeps during the movies. I mean,
yeah, I guess.
So anyway, so after that, we get back to the hotel, and then we hear people are gonna go over to the yard house or whatever. So we go over there, but it's packed, right? Before we even get in, I sprained my ankle. It's real. It's really sprained. Don't listen to Cypher.
I heard you did it for attention and trying to get a handicap spot.
I already had the handicap spot.
The extremely handicapped spot.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I was in sneakers on a flat surface, going as slow as I could possibly go, holding on to Fuzzy, and I still sprained my ankle.
Any slower, you would have went backwards.
I know.
And the fall was like in slow motion because I'm like trying to catch her, and she's like, nope. I'm like, you're already on the ground. What are you talking about? No, just leave me be. Just leave me be.
She's like, oh no, I'm falling. Fuzzy's like, why are you talking in slow-mo?
It's like, Fee, you fell 10 inches. Get over it. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, my foot went all the way up, and I was literally on my ankle. So yeah, yeah, that was not fun. But that same evening, we had to go to the mix, which Cypher had a good plan when we signed up for the tickets, because he said, put in press. And I was like, we were like, okay, well, it's a good thing, because by the time we got there, because we were hungry, so we went to Smash Burger. By the time we got over there was this huge line. And I'm like sitting there, I'm like standing there, I'm like, I see other people getting in. Like, what are we doing? He's like, I'm about to go. And I said, what about our press passes? Can we just, like, we're going in that direction anyway. Let's go see what they say, right? So they were talking about there was too many people up there, and they had to wait for people to come down, but they were going to let industry and press people in and everything as soon as. And I was like, yeah, and I sprained my ankle too. And they're like, oh, sit down. So she gave me her seat and everything. So that was fun. And we waited for what, 2-3 minutes, and then the manager came down and he's like, oh, 20 people. So we got right in. So it's a good idea for the press passes.
Yeah, I wish I could claim that. I won't name names, but shout out to the person that told me to make sure to do that. Which, to be fair, the 2 of the 3 of us were very much game enthusiast side of things. I can't vouch for Fee on that one, but at the same time, like, I don't know about you guys, but I ended up making some decent connections during that adventure. And we all talked to the guy who's making the ball game.
Yeah.
And that was super cool to talk to him. It sounds like he's also a horror fan, and maybe at some point in time we might be able to get him to come hang out with us as well, which would be a cool experience. No, we met a lot of really cool people at the event, and I'm super happy that we were able to utilize, I won't say take advantage of, but utilize the fact that we are, to an extent, press. It was good. I feel like I tried to make value of that experience. I got to talk to a lot of people, got to set some things up, and yeah, it was good. It was good.
So I was passing out my cards this whole entire time. So yeah, we got some people emailing me now, gaming related.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wait, was it just to ask you if you got a free Xbox, or to actually schedule some stuff?
To actually, so I got this thing in reference to a video game.
Okay.
And I sent it to Fuzzy because he understands all the lingo. He hasn't looked at it yet though. And
It's
then,
I wanted to
amazing.
get us signed up for the Alien Isolation thing. I figured that was higher on the list, for at least for right now, considering it's a horror game. And it would be kind of cool if we can either get access to it or at least review it for the show. So,
which good job jumping on to that quickly, because when I was talking to Kay Asante earlier, he tried to jump onto the link and it had already error 404, like they had already closed it down.
wow.
So we got in on time. Thank goodness. Hopefully one of us will be able to get in. I signed up for it too. I tried to throw all of my credentials at it as possible. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You could already see the change in Fee's voice with his video game stuff. Like, I think she's starting to buy into this stuff.
Now that she understands it, like it's a real thing. Like, I'm a real boy.
31 minutes and still talking about gaming. Like, I think she's gonna be a fan. She's gonna be like in the closet playing it so Fuzzy doesn't see her.
Oh shit. Fee,
He'll find me. Don't worry, because because he has the network set up a certain way so that if anything is on the network that he's not familiar with, he starts looking and asking questions.
Yeah, it's the paranoid. Not I was never an IT person, but it's just the paranoid. Hey, neighbors are stealing the Wi-Fi kind of
Hell yeah.
thing. But yeah, or at the time when the boys were like, hey, let's look up. What was it they were looking up? Amish
Porn.
girls or Amish porn or something. It's
Yeah.
like, what are
The
you
most
guys
innocent,
doing?
the most innocent of porn.
Whatever. I mean,
Churning butter, churning lots of butter.
so here's a funny thing that Fuzzy says to me when he discovers this. He says, "I don't know if I should be mad or proud, because they did this on a flip phone."
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Proud.
they were accessing browsers.com for Amish porn on a flip phone. And I'm like, they went above and beyond because you can't really do internet stuff on a flip phone, or at least the type of flip phone we got. So they went above and beyond to do so. In that, hey, curiosity. I'm proud of that. But of all the porn out there in the world, it's like, really, guys? Like,
I'm gonna say it's fake
Jiggle-
because, well, no,
Jiggle.
the Amish are like super against getting their picture taken. So to make
Yeah.
porn, that's like, oh boy.
Have you ever
it's
seen the movie
definitely
Sex Drive?
role
Well,
play
Rumspringer.
stage stuff. But
What about Rumspringer? They're allowed
Yeah,
to do
exactly.
things on Rumspringer.
Exactly.
A what?
Rumspringer.
Rumspringer, yeah.
The fuck is that?
Have
That's
you
their
ever
free
seen
time from
Sex
the
Drive,
community.
dude?
What?
When they can run away from the community for like,
Yes.
Oh, well, yeah, they had that.
days.
They had that Amish Mafia show and like
Yeah.
all that stuff. It's
That's not the same as this. This is
so go. When I went to the buffet, it's
Mhm.
in Lancaster, and there's tons of Amish there, and it's so crazy. Like one side of the road is like all new houses, and the other side of the road is like Amish horse and buggy, like going down the street with like the clothes hanging in the clothesline in the front yard. Like it's just crazy when you go out to Lancaster, like how different it is with like just horse and buggies and everything, and like all the stores have places just for them to tie up their horses when they go in, and
Yeah.
it's crazy.
And we're closer to Lancaster than you are.
I'm an hour and a half.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
like
so
less
much
than 15
closer.
minutes.
The
And
Amish
the
side,
funniest thing
all
is,
the shit happens.
yeah, well, the funniest thing with the Amish, you got the Mennonites. So it's like, wait a minute, why are they wearing colors? Oh, those are the Mennonites. Oh, why are they driving a car? Oh,
Yeah,
those
why are
must
they
be the
driving a car?
Mennonites.
Posers.
So it's like the Amish that adapted to the modern world, but still look like the Amish, but in color. Because typically you'll see the Amish in like black and white, or you'll see them in like muted colors, or something along those lines.
Like a gray color.
Yeah, the Mennonites, they're wearing reds, blues, purples, yellows, oranges.
And the women can have jobs. I actually worked with a lawyer that was Mennonite. She went to school, all the way up to, get her law degree, and she was allowed to do it. Like, they just have a different, mentality of it. I know that one similarity between the Mennonites and the Amish are that they're pacifists, so they can't go into the military. Which is really weird because there actually is a documented military case where they were going to kick somebody out for being pacifists, but they allowed him to stay in and actually go to war. So there's a movie about it. So I don't really know how that works. I think they tried it again, but they got, squashed as far as Supreme Court on that one again. But that's one of the only things I know that's different between them. I mean, that's similar between them. I don't even know what the major real difference beyond that is. Like, everything else is like just so different. I don't think the men, when they're married, have to have a beard. I think they can shave it. So I kind of don't get why they're so split.
It's more modern now.
Yeah.
The modern version is you can have a beard. It's just down on your genitals instead of your face.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
I'll go
Anyway,
back
getting back to Xbox.
Things I didn't think I'd ever hear Fee say in 2026.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting back to Xbox.
Okay, so anyway.
I found the line.
Holy shit. What is happening?
So anyway, the next day we went to the ING live thing, which really wasn't, I don't know. I just saw a whole bunch of people like sitting down playing games, and you kind of had to wait for somebody to get up to play one of the games.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it wasn't a bad thing. It was more so like you had two stages. One was like an active podcast stage, and the other one was them setting up stuff for like live performance things, I think. And then the other stuff were kind of like upcoming games or recently released games that you could play, but the lines were, somewhat long. But there was like a ton of different games. So you might have something like Mouse PI, where there was like 20 people waiting for it, and there's only 3 machines. But then you'll have like kind of like a Minecraft game there that there really wasn't as many people waiting for it, because I guess most of the Minecraft crowd has either already played it or they're not interested in coming to the IGN live in general kind of deal. But it was an all right event. Once again, not the biggest fan of IGN, but shout out to Silent Cypher for the IGN 7 shirts.
Yeah.
That definitely was an unexpected gift. That was awesome. And I'm pretty sure it got some strange looks from some of the people there. I mean, they do have like an IGN 10 shirt and an IGN 1 or 2 or something like that, where you could take pictures.
Had the 7s up there. They had the
But,
7s up there. We kind of got compliments on the shirts when we had them at Summerfest, because I guess a lot of people didn't have them. And they were like, "Where did you get that?" And we're like, "Oh, well, somebody gave it to us." And then they were at IGN. So I think there was a 10, a 4, a 7. I didn't see a 1. Or no, I think because Bad was 4. 10 was Master.
I only saw the 10 and the 1.
Yeah.
No, they had a 4.
Or sorry, the 10 and the 7, not the I think I saw the 4 and the 1 on their they had it over there on the projector, so you could get like a photo with it. But I didn't see the shirts with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I remember seeing a 4 shirt, a 7 shirt, and a 10 shirt up on their wall. They might have sold out or whatever. But I think we spent more time getting our food than we did actually wandering around.
Probably.
Food time was fun though, to be fair.
Yeah. Well, they had like, I want to say 3 or 4 trucks. One was geared to be like your fried foods, French fries, cheesesteaks, chicken sandwiches.
They had a ramen.
They had a ramen noodle one where wasn't quite sure how that was going to pan out, but it would have probably been faster to get that, obviously. Yeah. I forget what the other one was. It was some sort of organic
I can't remember what the third
thing.
one was. But then there was a taco one. And he looked at it, and he looked at all of the trucks, and he's like, "The only one I'm going to eat at is this chicken one." I'm like, "Okay, I guess we're eating there."
Because I figure, not that I'm like against tacos. I love tacos, but I've already kind of committed to one taco truck. I didn't know Xbox was going to have like the tacos there, or the street tacos there, and then we were going to go to Danny Trejo's at some point while we were out there. So it's like, I don't want to have too many tacos, just like I didn't want to have too many cheeseburgers. Because definitely we're going to do an In-N-Out burger, which, by the way, their fries taste different than what I remember in Vegas. So it wasn't as good of an experience. I mean, the burgers are still good. I mean, better than the McDonald's burger. Probably not as good as what I would say some of the smaller franchise places out here, like Elevation Burger, where it's like grass-fed beef. That's still one of my favorite burgers out here. And Steak and Shake, also pretty good out here.
All right,
But,
so a couple things. I didn't have food, but my head definitely got cooked. I asked Fuzzy if you had sunscreen because I would have given you some. And then Chris was like, almost an hour so far of these three rubbing it in.
I mean, I don't even know why I watched the movie this week.
We're getting to it.
Get into it.
Less spoilers this time. Anyway.
Spoilers. Jesus Christ.
Okay, so the only things I'll say, because I know a lot of people now, like it's not much of a secret menu, but there is a secret menu for In-N-Out. The way to eat those burgers is animal style. I don't know if you did that, but
The fuck does that mean?
Okay, so what they end up doing is they do the smash patties like usual, but what they do is they also do mustard on the smash patties, which adds a whole different level of flavor when you're cooking those things off, because you end up getting that Maillard on the beef that adds like a whole different flavor to it.
Okay.
But they also do the grilled onions. They do their animal sauce. I forget all of what the animal sauce is, but it's basically like a gussied up fry sauce. But they throw that on there as well. And the fries, if you're going to do them, the way I recommend is fry light. So basically what they do is they cook them a little bit shorter so they're a little bit softer when you get them.
Yeah.
Or you could do fry light with animal style, in which they'll add cheese, they'll add those onions, they put the sauce on it. It's like a bypass, right? Like it's a heart attack in a little package, but it's delicious. It's so good.
I definitely need to remember that for next time.
So Presser's like silent is very overrated.
Motherfucker.
Fuzzy is all right in my book.
I see how this is. Okay. This is
And
because I told
Fuzzy
you I wasn't
chimes
sending
in.
you my Xbox. I get it.
And then Fuzzy chimes in, laughing at us.
All right, fine. We move on.
So anyway, wait a minute. We have to get to the last day because Saturday Fuzzy decided to stay in and play video games, and I got to sleep and rest my ankle, which was golf ball size by then. So then we get to the magnificent day where we go in and they had food. They gave us breakfast. And then we had to go and get to our seats, which they were confused about the ADA stuff. But I had this woman follow me around. I know she said her thing was sweets. I didn't get much after that, as far as remembering.
Oh, what now?
Just so our gamer names or whatever, right?
Oh,
hers is sweet.
Oh, okay.
She said. I gave her my card. I said, "Reach out to me."
Okay.
I think the normal Microsoft or Xbox job was something dealing with like Xbox Arcade and indie games or something like that. But for like this event, they have it where she was, assist people that may need, some assistance, whether it's walking or elevator, escalator, or even like the hearing impaired, because they did have someone for sign language there, as well as they had the specialized headphones in case if you had any hearing impairments or anything like that and stuff. So
yeah, so she was helping us out and everything, and we go up there and I fell asleep again. I can't remember where, but we fell asleep again. Well, I fell asleep, but I saw Gears of War. I saw that magpie thing. So it was in between then.
So you stayed awake for 20 minutes.
Anyway, day.
Okay.
And then I woke
okay.
up
Mhm.
and I watched Gears of War and various other things. And then they came out and told us we got Xboxes. And then we went down and we got lunch. And then we got to line up for more stuff.
Water bottles, laser etched water bottles
Yeah.
on site.
Mhm.
Which, granted, I'm super stoked we got on it when we did, because a bunch of people after that had to wait for like 2, 3, 4 hours. So I'm glad we were where we were.
Yeah.
Because if we had gone to the floor first, we would have been screwed. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So then what did we do on Sunday? We went out to.
Well, that was Sunday. Sunday was the
Sunday.
Xbox.
No, I know, but after that, did we go to Lazy Dog?
We
Or was
went
that the
to.
night before?
I think you guys went to Yard House, didn't you?
Yeah, we went to
No.
Yard House, and then we wound up at JW just hanging out, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to Lazy Dog. That had to have been Friday after the mix that we went to Lazy Dog.
We
Friday-
went to Yard
Friday
House
was-
twice or something. I believe it was Yard House because it was right across from the JW.
No. We were supposed to go to Yard House. That's where we didn't get into Yard House because Yard House was packed, and that was after I sprained my ankle.
That was a different day. We went to
Okay.
Yard House on Sunday because remember we just had dessert because we had something earlier.
Yeah, I know, but we didn't go anywhere Saturday, so I think it was Friday that we also went out.
We went out every day.
Yeah, well, we went out multiple times on some days.
Don't mind us. Old age, fog. It's the days blend in.
They definitely blend. Oh,
Meanwhile, Presto's sitting there so pissed off. It's like, God damn it. When are we going to stop talking about this?
wait. Can we rub it in for another hour, please, and thank you?
Who the fuck is this guy? I hope he gets food poisoning.
Oh,
He's got to travel all the way back to the UK, dude. Don't
Well,
waste
he'll think
time.
twice about talking for another hour. Saddle up and get ready because that flight's going to get real interesting.
Oh shit.
And then we had to go home.
Yeah, all 40 plus hours on the road. We took a lot more sleep breaks this go round.
Yeah.
It was just bathroom breaks, gas breaks, and food breaks coming up. But yeah, some sleep breaks, well deserved, because our tanks were running on E for a while, being up every day, all day, kind of thing. But
Well, I'm gonna give this one to Presto. So during this trip, after I sprained my ankle, we had told them not to clean our room on Saturday because I had everything there for me to be able to get to it and stuff, and they went and cleaned our room anyway, and the lady hid stuff from me.
What?
Yeah, she hid my piggy slippers.
Wait, what do you give it? So why
do
you
have
say you're
piggy
hiding that
slippers?
from Presto? You giving
I
me
didn't say I
piggy
was hiding
slippers?
that. I was saying I was giving that to you.
Piggy
So
slippers?
No.
Why do you have piggy?
Because we keep on talking about this.
Oh,
So the lady hid my piggy slippers that I needed to walk around in after I sprained my ankle and stuff like that. So now you get to make fun of me for spraining my ankle.
make fun. We never did that before.
Now I'm giving you ammunition, and so is the housekeeping lady. She hid my piggy slippers.
Damn.
anyway, let's get to our initial thoughts on the descent. I know we're an hour and some change in.
We're not an hour in. We're 51 minutes.
Almost an hour.
So we're ready for ratings now, right?
Let's start with initial thoughts, like whether you watched the trailer or not, and kind of like where you thought this was going to go and how it wound up ending or happening. Who wants to go first?
Let's start with Presto, since he's been sitting here listening to us ooze about our awesome experiences.
So I also remembered that I did watch 2 movies while you guys were doing your thing. I watched Holcomb and I watched Obsession. And the hype for Obsession is real, I shall say. I watched it once, kind of took it in, thought about it, and then I watched it again and then like really thought about it and noticed some stuff that like I didn't notice the first time. And it was so much more deeper. And I was like, oh my God, like this is crazy. And then you think of like who really is the bad guy in this movie, and it really gets you thinking. And yeah, I mean, it was made for like 750,000. It made over 200 million. I see people are complaining that worked on the movie because they only got paid like $300 a day, and it's making all this money now. So they want their cheddar basically and get paid. But yeah, we should review that one. Watch it in. I know a couple weeks ago, a lot of people were already talking about it in the chat. So I took it upon myself in between the Xbox panels. I ducked out and saw Obsession for a little. But to our movie, The Descent, I don't remember if I watched it back in the day or not. So I rewatched, I guess I could say I rewatched it, or I watched it again for the first time, and I did not watch the trailer. So it kind of gave me some like Hills Have Eyes kind of vibes. For being such a dark movie, it somehow has a lot of gore and a lot of blood, which is pretty impressive. I made the mistake of watching it kind of when it was still light out, so it was hard to see some of the scenes. But some of those women are pretty crazy. They seem like nice women, but I guess when push comes to shove and they're in survival mode, they could buckle up and fuck you up with the best of them. I mean, pushing eyeballs out and throwing axes or whatever they were doing, and just, I don't know, they were crazy. It also reminded me of another horror movie. I don't know what it was called though. Maybe it'll come to me eventually, but I enjoyed it. I don't know. The creatures or inbred things or whatever they were, those were the one when they showed them up close. If you had like one front tooth and looked like a gopher, and then their eyes were all weird. It was a very enjoyable movie. I mean, yeah. We'll get into some of the other parts I enjoyed or had issues with later. But what about you, Fee? What did you think of this movie?
Well, I gotta go next. Anyway.
And you can't say anyway when we're talking about the movie. Anyway, back to the movie.
So this is one of my favorites. It has pretty much an all-female cast. It has like one male actor in it, and that was the husband. I don't think there was anybody else, right? Well, I mean, and then at the end, the one that finds her. But yeah, I like this movie. It was pretty gory. They did some really good kill scenes in it. The crawlers were creepy. Although I've seen crawlers like that before, because you have Mulberry Street. You also had what was that? What was that movie? I think I have to look it up.
The Cave was the one I was thinking of. That was the one that I thought was the same
what?
as this. The Cave.
Oh, The Cave. Yeah, that has some similarities to it. But there's also another one. where it was the rabies thing, and they were all in a building, and they had to stay in the building, and it came
Quarantine?
down. What's one?
Cabin Fever.
No, not
Quarantine with Jennifer Carpenter?
no. I'll look it up. Because there's like 3 or 4 of them, and it's based off of, I think, a Spanish movie that was similar to it, but I don't think they made a series of it. Let me look that one up. But I will say this did an actual good job in the box office at the time. So it was made for 3.5 million, and opening weekend drew in about almost 9 million. They grossed in the US and Canada 26 million, and overall for the whole world it was 57 million. So that's not bad on a 3.5 budget. Now there are some familiar faces in this thing. So, and it goes back to Doomsday as well, because you have Mayan Buring in this one, Nora-Jane Noon is in this one, and also Craig Conway is in this one. He actually plays Scar the Crawler, basically the lead crawler. But yeah. So, and then Mulder, Sakia Mulder, she's been in other things too. Besides The Descent and The Descent 2, she was in The Beach. Anybody remember that?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yep.
Never seen it.
Never seen it.
No.
I thought it was good when I saw it, but
We know your views and opinions.
But she was also in something else, which I'm not seeing it.
Can we talk about how this movie made me realize I'm claustrophobic without knowing I was claustrophobic?
Yeah, there were parts. Yeah.
Parts, a lot of it. It was like, whew, open these fucking walls up, man. Why are you going down there?
So I ended up. This movie came out when I was in between. I think I was over at Hollywood or Game Crazy. Either way, I was in Hollywood Video and Game Crazy, and so I saw this one as pre-street. I saw it early before it came out to disc. And when I was watching it, I had literally just watched it probably a couple months after we ended up doing this expedition up there into our mountain areas up nearby us, because there's a whole bunch of different cave systems that are up there by where we live. And we had a few friends that they were the heads of like the rock climbing club for the college that was nearby. And my wife was currently going to college there at the time. And so we were good friends with them. We ended up going with them on this adventure. And literally the very first part of the trip after we got up to the actual cave was just like in the movie, where they're sitting there crawling through that long tunnel, basically trying to get actually into the cave system. Creepy as shit. Like I remember when I did that, obviously, like I was young enough that mortality wasn't a big concern at that point, because I was still young enough. I just didn't care. But then watching that movie after we did this event, because we ended up going into one that had, I think it was about 3 or 4 levels that we climbed down through. And it was really, really hard to get through, because like even at that time, my size, I wasn't able to fit down easily through 1 or 2 of the chambers, like down the chimneys. I was able to, but it was a tricky endeavor. And then to watch this movie after I did that, had I watched that movie prior to going and doing that whole situation, I would have probably never gone into those caves. Because when we got down to the bottom chamber, we had no cell service at all. And it was literally one access point to get back up and out of that chamber system. But that first part, it was, I want to say it was like 20 or 30 feet of us basically just crawling on our bellies through to get to the open chamber, like the first main chamber. And so when that movie jumps into that and you end up seeing their first experience getting into that big chamber, it's like, holy shit. Like it put things in a different perspective for me. Personally, like as soon as I saw that, I was like, nope, never doing that again. And I'm not even kidding. Like that was I think I only saw it a couple months after that. And I was like, whoa, I am so happy I didn't see this prior. Cause like Josh, Luke, those guys, they would have probably torn me a new asshole and just treated me like a child when we were up there and been like, why the hell aren't you going to do it? Like, and it was a time and place thing. Like, obviously we didn't have kids at that point. We didn't even have the idea we were going to have a kid at that point. But still, when I saw that movie, like mortality hit really hard when I saw that scene. Cause I was like, oh, someone's going to get fucking crushed in this chimney on the way through this thing. Like there's no way everyone's going to get through this thing safely. This movie played on fears of claustrophobia and stuff like you guys are mentioning, but also just like mortality in general, the idea of doing stupid shit when you're young and not thinking about it. Like coming back to it, when I watched this movie again, I was like, oh dear God, I forgot how fucked this was. Yeah, I would never do it again, but I'll gladly watch other people suffer in a movie. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, for me, I never really been a cave explorer or anything along those lines, but doing like the rappelling stuff in the military, I'm thinking, well, they didn't leave anybody at like the launch site kind of thing, which you don't have to, but I'd probably volunteer to be that person. I'd be like, yeah, I'll stay up here at topside. Be that communication kind of thing. Maybe the walkie-talkies can still reach me, and I should have cell phone service, hopefully being up there kind of deal. But if we're going into the cave, it's like, oh, there's a bunch of running or water runoff down here. I wonder where that's going. And my fear would be, depending on, oh, is it going to rain later on today? Because it did seem like they experienced some additional rain other than the water runoff. And it's like, is that going to flood one of these little bypasses or one of these little chutes that they're going to go through kind of deal? Like, I'm not as much claustrophobic, but like those tight spaces and water, then we got a problem. I don't swim very, very well. I don't float very well. And going into a tube that's filled with water, yeah. A tight tube that's filled with water? No, not going to do it. So, yeah, I would have probably been one that'd be like, oh yeah, you guys go further. I'll secure these lines. But yeah, there was a few things that I'm like yelling at the screen, like don't remove the hardware, like in case you have to go back. But I'm always thinking, hey, if you're going to go one way, what if that way winds up being blocked too? And then you just remove the hardware to get back across, because it's a pain in the butt trying to do that one-handed. So I'm like, no, don't remove the hardware. And if there's already hardware there that's been there for a century or however long you think, maybe, just maybe, since this isn't a registered or explored cave, maybe you shouldn't go there and see that, leftover hardware as a sign that maybe those people that went to explore this didn't make it either. Now, that's not to say you can't, but, I would leave some of the hardware so I can at least make a return trip, even if one of the chutes collapsed kind of deal. But yeah, it was just not ideal situation I would want to find myself in. I mean, I didn't drop anything in the cave or in the hole, so I don't really have a reason to go down there. Sounds fun, but I'd rather just like what cave did we go for the school trip like a month ago?
That was the Indian Echo Caverns.
Yeah, I'm fine with that, where it's like wide open spaces. You can take a tour. It's not like you have to crawl through things, and the water runoff. Yeah, it gets annoying when you get like water drips on your head kind of stuff. But
there's no loose rocks or small chambers or anything that they're
Right.
taking us in. Narrow stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
With
But all that
some
stuff is shored
overhang.
up. Yeah.
But it's
all
all
that
pretty solid.
Yeah, all of it's shored up. I mean, I guess the cool factor or the appeal is to, discover the unexplored, and I get that. But that's at least for me, the discover the unexplored. I'd rather go through the woods. Yeah, that's probably just as dangerous because of wild animals, whatever. But I'd rather take my chances in the open as opposed to underground where the ground could, fall on my head, kind of thing. So, but yeah, it was not a frustrating fear, but like one of those things. It's like, yeah, y'all don't need to be doing this kind of thing. So I was already a little apprehensive within like the first 15 minutes, but still enjoyed it. But we'll talk more about the stuff later.
So men don't experience this, but women do. So women can appreciate this probably. So some of the tops we wear and everything to look cute and everything are a bit small sometimes. And yeah, we get claustrophobic trying to get out of those. So I'm not going into a cave that has a system that's really, really small to basically crawl through. So yeah, I'll just put on one of those cute tops one time.
I
That's
thought,
enough claustrophobia for
I
me.
thought that was going to go somewhere else completely.
Okay,
Like-
well, we're not going to talk about
I was like,
fuzzies.
yeah, I like small tops too, but what are we talking about?
Like her medium Xbox One.
Yeah, I gave that to Fuzzy so he can look muscly in it.
Mm-hmm.
There you
I ain't
go.
getting
There
in
you
that
go.
thing. Right the way.
Mm-hmm.
If I want a tight shirt, I'll go steal one of Fuzzy's and put that one on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Or just wear one of the tops I buy you for inside the house.
Yeah, and some of those are claustrophobic.
Whoa, we got kids
Oh damn!
listening.
Oh damn!
We
Yeah.
don't have any kids listening.
What about the
18
kids?
or over.
What about the kids? What about Curie Cosmos's ears? My goodness.
What about the kids you're gonna make from wearing these tops? I mean, let's tone it down a little. Jeez. Let's talk about Xbox again, baby.
And now let's talk about Xbox.
Somehow Fee always makes it about herself, Somehow we're in a cave and small tops for Fee now.
Curie Cosmos says, "My innocent lady ears."
Again, just kidding. Keep it coming, Fee.
Yep.
Nah, Fee, tone it down a notch. Know your role.
We learn more and more as these episodes go. It's terrifying because I see you guys kind of as my parents almost, and it's haunting, the idea that you're telling me these things. So thanks.
And it's amazing how any of these things happen because she can't even walk straight without falling. So
Okay, so I know Prester's probably caught his parents doing something that he probably didn't
what
want
the
to know.
fuck? No. What the
But I know,
Oh shit!
I know
Oh
Cypher
shit!
never has because he lives in Utah.
Yeah, no, okay. Shit. Okay. So no, I will agree. I never came in on anything that I shouldn't have. Thank God. But later in my dad's life, he ended up getting put on a blood thinner for a blood clot that he had in his leg. And he was talking about how it made him feel so youthful again because all of a sudden everything was running super smooth, like you're an early 20 or 30-year-old person. And he made a comment that will remain with me forever. God bless him. But we were in a car together, so I couldn't escape. Okay, so just to set the tone.
Mm-hmm.
He made the comment, he's like, man, I'll tell you, this blood thinner that they got me on, this medication, blah blah blah. It's really got your mom making me hot and bothered. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to hear any more, Dad. And he made the comment. He's like, sometimes it causes me a rise in my Levi's. And I was like, okay, we're done. We're done. We're done. You don't need to tell me anymore ever. I don't want to hear about it ever. Let's stop it there. We're good.
So Judah saying Fuzzy is the reason she can't walk straight.
She can't walk straight because her legs are short, okay? That's the reason she can't walk straight.
Oh no.
And no, I never caught my parents doing anything, for the record. The closest I came was the one when I lived at home, my brother lived at home. The one night I woke up and I had to pee really bad, and I heard like, I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. So like I banged on my wall. I was like, if they hear this bang, they're gonna stop. It didn't stop. So I like
heard the bang. They were banging.
So I banged a couple more times, and like
It
didn't stop. And I was like, what the fuck, man? This is like, I'm like, I'm gonna piss in a bottle. Do I have a bottle in my room? Like, I'm not going in the hallway. So then I was like, you know what? I don't even care. I was just like, I opened the door, or right before I opened my door, I'm just like,
Oh God.
boy, it sucks being awake in the middle of the night. And then I keep hearing it, and I'm just like, shit, that's coming from my brother's room. Oh man, this is not good. And then I go in, and then I'm like, wait, my brother's not even home. This is really weird. So I walk in, and turns out he got a hamster and didn't tell anyone. It was running in the wheel.
God, that was so much more innocent than I anticipated.
And I was so much more relieved than I thought I was gonna be.
You're like scarred for life.
Man. I wish I had your experience then, because yeah, when my dad told me that he had the libido of like a 20 or 30-year-old, it's like, I really, really don't need to hear you talking about the libido that I have right about now.
Your dad was basically flexing on you, saying,
He
I'm
was.
getting more tail than you right now. So
Yeah. And I did not want to know any of that information.
hey son, you want to go on a double date and see which one of us could get lucky?
Oh God. Oh God. Can go back to my corner now. God,
Go play your little Xbox, you wanker.
son of a bitch.
I think we need to get a corner for Presto.
No. I'll just keep playing my solitaire and go fish game and be okay.
That went places. My goodness.
So the poison said, Presto, did you at least knock before walking in on the hamster?
I think I like kicked the bottom of the door, and then when it didn't stop, I was just like, there's nothing stopping them now. Like,
Jesus.
yeah.
So how about that movie?
Yeah.
God damn.
I'm
Now,
surprised
that
people
was-
even listen to us. Like, I don't even know why we review movies anymore.
Oh.
Go back and use AI to like see how long we talk about movies, and in 2 hours is probably like 17 minutes. Then the other 37 is Fee throwing Fuzzy under the bus.
So I didn't tell you. I know I told Cypher, right? I'm not sure if Presto. So we actually have been getting boosted by MSN.com because we give out spoilers.
What?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we gotta keep doing that shit. MSN likes our content.
Yeah.
Shout out to MSN. Now,
Yep.
now
One
get
of
me.
one of our future sponsors.
Yeah. MSN, send me an Xbox or a PS5 and then we could talk.
So greedy. So greedy.
Mm.
So,
Greedy.
so this won a lot of awards.
Mhm.
It won 8, and it got nominated 22 times. So what was the first part? Because we're gonna talk about Fuzzy in a minute.
Oh.
What was the part that hooked you and told you this was a good movie?
I mean, the opening scene
Yeah.
totally threw me off. Like, I did not see that coming when like, there's this weird tension with the husband and the wife. Like, when the husband shows up to pick up the wife after they get out of their cave or whatever, and then the daughter's in the back, like, the wife is acting like everything's fine, but the husband's acting distant. And, like, you don't, unless I fell asleep, but, like, you don't really know what that was about. And then all of a sudden, it's like the Final Destination scene, like, the fucking rods come right through the windshield and right out the back of the headrest. And it was like, oh shit, like, I knew this was about a cave, but I wasn't expecting this to happen right away. Like,
Yeah.
and that was almost a scene that I don't want to say it was unnecessary. Like, it didn't add anything to the movie because, like, it didn't have to do with the cave, and the woman still could have did the expedition by herself with the friends without that scene happening. But that scene definitely got my attention. Like, okay, is this what kind of movie that I'm going to be watching? Like, I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
So that was the scene that kind of hooked me. And then just all the crawling around the caves and claustrophobic part was like, I could feel my chest getting tighter. And I don't know. It's just, I don't know why people do that shit. Crawling around in small spaces where, like, they don't know if they can get out, and then eventually just opens up into a huge cave. It's like, that's cool, but did you know that was going to open up like that? And yeah, and then you get stuck, and then what? You're fucked. Like, you ain't getting out for what? It wasn't worth it. Like,
Yeah.
so those adrenaline junkies or whatever, like, just play Balatro or something instead, and, like, enjoy yourself.
Motherfucker. God damn. It all comes back to busting on Balatro.
So that was the part for me that was like, okay, buckle up and saddle up, baby, because this is gonna be one hell of a ride. And it was.
Yeah.
Well, as much as I don't want to agree with Presto right now for throwing all the slander, I agree with him. Like, right off the rip, this movie, it's a little slow for a second, and then shit hits the fan. And then, granted, it does slow again for a second, but it starts off so sudden. Everything that's going on, like, it throws you right into that and gets you thrust into the character development and the reason for why this stuff's happening and why everything is super awkward between this person and all of her fellow cave divers, right? And it draws in, like, really fast. Like, you feel really bad for this person, and I don't know. Maybe a bunch of you guys will probably agree with me on this one, but I kept thinking, like, this doesn't seem like the right thing to go do right after you lose your significant other, is go cave diving again. Given the circumstances I mentioned earlier in my personal experience, I look at this and I'm like, that's not the decision. Like, maybe go do some, like, do some service around your community, like, some community service of some sort, like donate some stuff to the Goodwill. I don't know,
some
maybe
arts and crafts, just
do some arts and crafts. Maybe not something that's going to get you killed. Spoilers.
friendship bracelets, maybe. I don't know.
Friendship bracelets,
I
not
want my
French.
friendship bracelet, Presto.
Yeah, friendship bracelets instead of, like, friendship carabiners or something. Like, it would be fine. But yeah, it jumps off so sudden with the experience at the very beginning. And I'll try not to say anything about that in case people listening to us haven't seen this movie, which if you haven't, come on, it's early to early 2000s.
Remember, we have to appease the MSN.com gods.
Yes.
Okay?
So
Yes.
spoilers. Okay, so spoilers. Like
Spoilers,
Shit.
batshit crazy.
yeah,
Shit gets
shit
fucked
happens. Shit happens right off the rip. People get completely destroyed in a car wreck.
up. Yeah.
Spoilers.
Inbreds, creepy fuckers living in caves, eating people. Spoilers.
I mean, that's a little ways down the road, but yeah.
It
But yeah,
was in the
no,
cave, not the road.
So yeah, so it does right off the rip. It goes right into it. You've got high tension immediately, and as things continue on in this movie, it just gets more and more intense. But it does feel like immediately into this movie, you're kind of led into like this false sense of security, and then shit hits the fan, and it just continues to hit the fan for the next like I don't know 80 minutes 90 minutes whatever this movie is. I think it's like right around an hour and 30 hour and 40.
Some hour, what do you think?
Yeah, okay, so it's just like it just keeps going over and over again. Every time that you start to feel a little comfortable about the situation, shit just gets worse for these people. And yeah, I definitely think that was kind of the thing that jumped out to me, is like as soon as it started off, it got crazy, and it just kept going over and over again.
So Fuzzy got
Mhm.
angry with this movie.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's the little details. Like, yes, that scene does catch your attention really fast. Everybody's wearing a seatbelt, but her. Which, yes, I know there have been accidents where people get hurt while wearing the seatbelt, and the ones not wearing the seatbelt don't get hurt. Usually, those are the ones that are like drunk and go flying through the windshield clear of the accident, and they don't tense up kind of thing. But amazingly, everybody else I guess gets pierced by these Final Destination pipes on the top of a van, which it just felt weird, but I'll go along with it. They crash. Everybody else gets punctured. She doesn't. She winds up being in the hospital with looks like a black eye, which I'm wondering how she got the black eye if she didn't go flying into the windshield kind of deal, because it didn't look like the windshield cracked from her hitting it. It just looked like there was the pipes going through it. So not to be that engineer, crime scene, replicator kind of, knucklehead, I guess. That was already kind of weird. So I'm like, okay, she survived. Everybody else didn't. She goes running out the room. At first, I thought it was going to be a totally different movie with her running down the hall with the lights cutting off. And I'm like, that's one of those things where I know some people have this fear of the dark and want to run, towards the light type of deal. But I'm the person to be like, oh, it's dark now, and I can probably see out of one eye somewhat in the dark. So I'm not as afraid of the dark when if involved in a situation like that. But adds to the tension. One of her friends is there to kind of catch her, and I guess she comes back to reality. And kind of like Cypher said, it's like, let's go on a caving trip right after so much death and heart break and all that stuff, as far as losing your kid and losing your spouse. It's like, let's go cave diving as a way to take it clear my mind kind of deal. And I could see some people trying that, maybe even bungee jumping or fly or squirrel suit flying or whatever, or wingsuit flying type of deal. But the cave stuff, that makes sense. But just the little things kind of started to frustrate me, because it's like, all right, I'm gonna turn my mind off on some of these things. Yeah, that I guess makes some sense. Some of it doesn't make sense. But like the whole thing with the gear that they were taking, and then conveniently the lady that almost gets stuck or has that claustrophobic episode just before that little tunnel caves in. Of course, the ropes that they need for like long distance spans and stuff wound up being in that tunnel. She couldn't like grab that or drag that with her because that was part of the reason why she got stuck, is because how she had it like tight to her chest or something. But yeah, the car accident scene is it's not on the same level, but it kind of reminds me of like Smile 2 with the truck scene. Like that catches your attention. That sound, that impact, that the shock to the system, that definitely gets your attention. And this accident in the beginning of this movie kind of does the same thing, but it wound up settling down into girls' night out in the cave. And spoilers, it's like was it 6 enter, only one may leave or one may exit kind of thing. But that whole journey, that definitely made for an interesting roller coaster of a ride. But I've rambled enough on this. What about you, Fee?
So we got some interesting chats about you. So what? Fuzzy gets angry? This can't be. It's hard to tell. He's always so stoic.
It's true. It's true.
Fuzzy angry? I don't believe it. Slightly upset, perhaps. And of course,
he's like the Bob Ross of Fright Nights with Ferocious Fee.
And then Fuzzy angry if he can't walk, silent, giving sex advice to his dad.
No. Hold on. No. Listen, there were one or two occurrences where my dad said things and I just was like, oh dear God, that's awkward.
Dad, that's my mom, right? Like,
yeah. I don't think I ever told you guys about that 70s show and Tang situation. I'll have to tell you about that another time because we've already gone too far tonight. But if you remind me sometime, I'll have to tell you about the 70s show Tang situation.
Okay.
That'll make you feel awkward too. I promise. It'll make you feel uncomfortable.
Sophie, what hooked you with this movie?
So for me, having an all-female cast was interesting. Because most movies, even in horror movies, they don't really show that. And the guy that did this also was the same guy that did Dog Soldiers. And that was mostly an all-male cast.
That's a good movie.
Yeah. Well, we did a review of Dog Soldiers early on, a couple years back. So yeah, we're almost 2 years, by the way. In about a month, it'll be two years.
You hear that, MSN? 2 years, baby.
So, but then it started to show where they were coming up to these various clues about the cave and everything like that, and about not being in the cave that they were supposed to be. And I don't know if anybody picked up in the beginning, but the reason why there was so much tension between the husband and wife is because the husband was seeing Juno on the side.
You
guys didn't pick that up?
No.
So that was...
I absolutely did.
Yeah. Because, in the beginning, he's talking to her, but she seems upset. And then, he gives that kind of, it'll be all right kind of symbol. And then he's distant in the car and she has no clue because that's one of her BFFs. And then we have the accident and she's seeing flashbacks of her kid and stuff like that. So did anybody catch the alternate ending to this?
No.
So there's an alternate ending to this, where we're not sure if she gets out of the cave or not. So as you see the kid, popping up and her having the flashbacks of her kid and hearing her kid while she's in the cave and then waking up and stuff. At the very end, instead of her going up the mountain of bones, she sees her child and a birthday cake. And because technically it's the 1 year anniversary, around the 1 year anniversary of the kid's death and everything. And then you see a flash of one of the crawlers. I don't know if it's Scar or not, but one of the crawlers like being right in front of her instead of her child. So that's how it ends. I don't know if that was supposed to be the original ending and the testing audience didn't like it, or if they thought it would be, not an opening for a second one. So it is on the original DVD. That's why I know I have the DVD, but I couldn't find the DVD. So, but yeah. So if you ever pick up the DVD, there is an alternate ending on there that's pretty good, along with some bloopers and stuff like that. But yeah. But I like the fact that they have these little clues about, there was somebody in there the miners had, and also the one, I'm not a climber, so I don't know what that device is, that they were hooking stuff to. But that was in there, and it was over 100 years old and stuff like that. And they start to argue between each other. But yeah, that's kind of what hooked me. But what made me stay was those deaths. What was your favorite?
Huh.
There were so many good ones.
Well, I gotta say this: the one chick that was running in the tunnel, I'm like, the ground is somewhat slick or wet. You don't know where. Like, yeah, I get it that you have lights on your head and you got flashlights or whatever, but don't run in a cave that you're not familiar with, because there could be holes, there could be rocks that you
Holly.
stumble over, and
Is that
it's
Holly?
like,
Yeah.
yeah. Sure enough, she wound up falling down the hole and breaking one of her legs, and it's like, see, that's what you get. They tell you don't run with scissors. Don't run in caves, like especially ones you're not familiar with. Like, I mean, I see daylight. You just keep moving towards it. Don't run towards it. Like that was not that was her death, but that was kind of like her gimping, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
And of course, the bone has to stick out of the skin, which makes for interesting. Hey, we got to put it back in this, splend it up and stuff. And it's like, oh yes, give her something to bite on. Hey, do we have any alcohol or liquor down here to kind of make take away some of her pain, or have her think about something other than pain? No, just pull the leg. Ah! That whole deal was interesting. But I hate to say it's kind of what you get, but don't run in caves. Like, stay with the group. I don't know. Maybe I'm being angry fuzzy right now. I don't know.
No,
Put that fuzzy away.
I agree with you fully. That was mine too, right? Was Holly's death, because that was brutal. But that being said, like if you have that one, I would say Beth's accidental death that happened. That one was also pretty brutal. Because like she ends up accidentally getting impaled through the throat with the climbing pick, which just the fact that it was like an accidental thing, that was super fucked up. And it's so brutal because like you can tell obviously like Juno feels horrible about it given the situation, and it's like she tries to do things to help, but there's only so much you can do, and you've got all these crawlers all over the caves at this point. So she's like, well, I guess I'm gonna bounce. And so it literally leaves Beth there to suffer this, and it was such a long death. I think that's the worst part, right? Is like she didn't just die immediately. Like, it lasted for a while. I think that was the one that resonated with me the most because it's just like it's so fucked up and it just kept going. That would be the worst. Like if I'm gonna accidentally get killed by one of you guys, I hope one of you chuckleheads is kicking me off like a cliff. So that way 30 seconds later, I don't have to think about it. But that was like 5, 10, 15 minutes later that this was still an issue. Like that was screwed up.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was I don't know what her name was, but the one that was towards the end, hang on the rope, and then the cave dweller were like slit her throat, and yet
Oh,
she
yeah.
That was Sam.
still managed to kill the one. It was like, wow, like, and then once she killed the creature or whatever, she just like fell back and was like done. It was like
Mhm.
that was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like when Sarah was trying to squish his eyes.
You would like that.
Yeah. hmm No, I like the one where, they they clawed her throat out and stuff and she's just hanging. I thought that was really good too. But I like the squishing of the eyeballs and when they take the bone and they start squashing his head with it.
So, I mean, the eyeballs, the squishing of the eyeballs,
Mhm.
like I wear contacts, so sometimes I push my hands or my fingers into my eyes a little, and it feels really weird. So to just trying to imagine like putting tons of pressure on there to like push your fingers through eyeballs, it's like super disgusting. Like, and just it probably feels so weird, like, and hurts for the person getting it done, obviously. But like when they were in the cave and they found like I guess I would call it the kitchen area where they have all the bones, like the first thing I noticed was like these people like do not do any waste. Like there was no meat left on any of those bones. Like they were nice and clean, no fur, nothing. Like they're the type that when they go out for a wing night, they get their money's worth. That's what I'm gonna say.
Mm-hmm. So remember when he's standing on her head and he has all of that drool dripping down onto her?
Yes.
Yeah.
Remember after she kills the little boy and then kills the mom? Yeah, that was really disgusting. It wasn't drool, it was like thick drool. And it was
It
white.
wasn't drool, it was thick drool.
It was thick
Oh.
drool. It wasn't like regular drool. It was thick and white and yeah, that was nasty. They had some good detail in this movie.
Good detail for being a darker movie. Yes, I will agree with that. Like I said, it was interesting because it is a dark movie. Like it's so when it does show color,
Mhm.
even when she's swimming in like the blood pool or whatever the thing that was, like
Yeah.
I just thought I was like, oh, that probably feels so disgusting and like smells so bad because when she comes up, she like kind of takes like a breath in with her mouth, but like her mouth was still kind of in the water. I'm just like, that's so disgusting. Like, how is she not puking or something right now?
Mhm.
Well, at least she held it together until the very end when she did.
That's
But
what I mean. Like these women, they were like just normal friends going to hike, and all of a sudden they like turned in like John Wick now with all their weapons and like no
yeah,
mercy and like I don't know. Because don't piss women off. That's what I learned from this movie. Don't go hiking in caves and
Yeah.
don't piss women off.
yeah, pretty much.
And you'll live a happy life.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't lose anything in a cave, so I'm not hiking in a cave. I mean, the regular touristy type cave, sure, but this wasn't the touristy crowd. I guess they wanted that adrenaline rush discovering stuff. Which, by the way, I know it's an old horror trope, but if one of the group says they see something, stop saying, "Oh, that's what you wanted to see. Oh, you're crazy. Oh, you didn't see nothing. You heard something, and then you saw what you want." No, if somebody says they see something, I'm going to be like, you know what? Let's go in the opposite direction. Or I didn't see it, but I'm going to take by the fear in your eyes right now. You saw some stuff that we should probably avoid. So let's be careful, or a little bit more observant or careful. I'm just not going to blow it off like, oh, you're losing your mind because we're stuck in this cave. No, you saw something. Okay, what did it look like? Oh, some guy walking around no clothes. Like look like he's never been in the sunlight. Oh, okay. Mm-hmm. Do we have a gun down here? No gun. All right. Everybody got a pickaxe. Everybody got an axe. Okay. Everybody back to back or side to side or whatever. However, we're gonna stay as a group. Everybody holding an axe and a flashlight, and something comes near us, we start swinging, and that's the battle plan.
So when they did this, right? So the director gave them the script and everything like that, but they didn't give them the full script. So when the crawlers came out on, they didn't realize, I don't know what movie they thought they were making, but there was no recollection of what they were supposed to look like in the actual script. And when they came out, all of the cast started running and laughing because they did not know the creatures were going to look like that. So you know how directors don't give you the full script, or they give you some of it, like with Blair Witch. That's what they did to the women in this one. So yeah,
I guess they got some realistic reactions and stuff.
Oh yeah,
if you're not expecting to see pale naked people running around on all fours in a cave, it's like, what the yeah I'm pretty sure they got some good reactions on film.
So apparently Nora-Jane Noon, who played Holly, she got to keep the replica, I believe, of her head or whatever, and she put it in her mom's freezer as a joke.
Huh.
I feel sorry for that mom.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Holy crap.
And until mom winds up in the hospital from a heart attack, be like,
well, life is short. It happens. It's fine. It is what it is.
Wow, that's dark.
Yeah.
Like, I think I'm gonna get something out of the freezer. Mom, it's just a prosthetic head. Mom?
Yeah.
Mom?
She should have been recording that reaction, because just like what Poison said in the chat, authentic reactions. That would have been great. Like, she could have made her own little indie short film or something with that scare as her mom died.
Would that count as a snuff film, or do you have to actually take the person?
I guess in a way it could. Yeah. Huh.
So
about that.
So the jokey production name for this was called Chicks with Picks.
Not touching that one.
Yeah.
So kind of spoiler alert or whatever, but this was all filmed in England. It was not filmed in the Appalachian Mountains, and it was all filmed on a set. It was none of that was besides the
Real?
the outside shots of the cave and stuff. None of it was of the cave was actually legitimate caves or anything like that. It was all built on set.
That's bullshit.
Well, it's probably safer for them. Considering with collapsing tubes or tunnels and things, they're probably better off doing a set, because I can only imagine and be like, 60 or day 63 of filming, and we've lost 2 of our actresses in the cave.
Yeah, exactly.
No, absolutely. Especially with that scene right right early in the movie where the cave is collapsing on them as they're even trying to get in, right?
Mhm.
Like stuff like that. Yeah, obviously that's going to be a controlled environment. Because like you're not going to collapse any of that stuff realistically, like in nature. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen.
Yeah. So the woman that played Sarah, she was actually claustrophobic.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah. They used
That would have been a bad
21
time.
Yeah, they used 21 different sets. And even though this was a dark movie, I will say that they used lighting very well.
Yeah.
So that we could see a lot of the detail that was happening. Because I've seen movies that were dark where you couldn't really tell what was going on. Marvel, the recent Marvel movies. But anyway.
Hmm.
I don't know how you feel about a Marvel movie, but half the time I can't even see what's going on.
I think it's you're getting those old people eyes.
Oh, really?
need to
You're talking
turn
about
the
old people
brightness up.
eyes, Mister.
I know I already have them,
I
so
don't have
I'm
my-
not.
I
I'm
don't have
speaking
my
from
glasses.
experience.
He doesn't have as old of people eyes. That's all.
She just can't.
He's asking me to read stuff.
Well,
I
yeah,
usually leave my
it's
glasses
different.
upstairs, so it's like, can you read this? Because I can't see if I'm supposed to put this in the microwave for 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes. I'm trying not to burn the house down, so you should be
Maybe
thankful.
maybe he's just trying to make you feel better. Right? Like
Maybe you should move in the house without stairs.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that-
yeah,
that's
we
the
plan on
plan.
doing that.
That's the
With-
plan.
With the both of you, it's just not a good thing.
Yeah. Yeah, these stairs when we got the house, yeah, no problem. I can go up and down the stairs. Move my parents in. They could go up and down the stairs. I wasn't thinking long term. I was thinking, we'll be in and out of this place in 10 years, and we'll have, the next house after that. Nope, wound up staying here a lot longer than originally planned. But next place, 1 story.
Definitely.
If it's not in Pennsylvania, we are not going to bother with a basement. But in Pennsylvania, we'll probably still bother with a basement type of deal. But that'll be the only set of stairs, and even then, I'll try to make sure it's just for maintenance stuff down there, as opposed to having to go down there for anything else. Washer and dryer will be up, on the main floor and stuff like that. But
So yeah, you guys have to read these the trivia and stuff, because they did the same thing with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, where they split up the villains with, from the victims. They did that even at lunch. I don't think they did it as much as they did it in Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because I heard it was kind of like a hostile environment there. A little hostile. But they did keep them separate in here, and Tobin Bell says this is one of his favorite horror movies. So yeah, but some of these are really, really good. You guys should go in and read them. But
what this goof thing, all the spines and various bone piles throughout the movie have spines. Wait, well, now I click on it and it goes away. What the heck? I want to go back to what I was looking at. So I guess they had a goof on the spines that they used and stuff.
The cave entrance shown from overhead is CG.
which is sad because that's a pretty sweet scene. Like as it pans over that and you see that giant gaping hole, just in nature, it's kind of a cool idea. Like it'd be really cool to just come across like a sinkhole like that and see it and just be like, holy shit, what is this? But never in any timeline. I think even when I was young and dumb, would I be interested in going and being like, yeah, we're going to go ahead and cave dive that shit? No. Like that seems like a horrible idea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I like
the-
characters, but the common sense was lacking going into this whole situation in the first place.
well, that's what
Yeah.
Fuzzy was angry about.
Sure. No, I
Yeah.
agree. I agree fully. Like I like the characters and stuff, but this was a bad decision.
Mhm.
Like a really, really bad decision. Which leads into number 2, which we're not talking about right now. But it just, yeah, I don't know. I see it and I just think like, yeah, it seems like a really bad idea. Like 100 feet down or whatever the hell it was.
Mhm.
No. I'm not going to get stuck down there. I'm going to come across a situation where someone's going to harvest my organs, or I'm just never going to get back up. Like, fuck that.
So,
I mean-
the last thing out of the trivia is, well, not the last thing, but one of the last things is the film is dedicated to Meg. Guess who Meg was?
The shark.
The Canadian?
Who's Meg?
Neil Marshall's beloved dog that died halfway through production.
Oh.
Oh, he loved the
Huh.
doggy.
Way to fucking bring the mood down.
Shit. Well, at least it was a dog instead of a cat.
Really?
Oh shit! Sorry, did I say
You
that?
said
out
that
loud?
out loud? Yeah.
My bad.
I'm
My
gonna
bad.
I'm gonna tell you a little cat story, okay? So while we were gone, we had somebody come in, every couple of days to, make sure the cats were okay and stuff like that, because there's 4 of them and we were going for like 9 days.
Yeah.
So it was a woman that I work with. She's a teacher at the high school I work, and she came in the Sunday before, and she got to see all the kitty cats, and Ellie was just loving it all over her. And when she was here alone with the cats and stuff, Ellie was like showing her around, like she was a tour guide, telling her and all, like talking to her and everything.
Mhm.
And then Foamy was hiding, but she got to pet Foamy, she got to pet Ellie, and then Murphy runs in our room, won't get out, so she leaves him in there, and he eventually lets her pet him.
Mhm.
But Heidi over here decides to play the best hide and seek game of her life. She would not come out from under the couch, and we kept on telling her she's under the couch, don't worry, she's probably under the couch. She came out one time because Curls fell asleep. Her last name's Curls. She fell asleep because it's tiring being a teacher. So and she wakes up, and Heidi is just like in frozen mode. She's like, if she can't see me if I'm frozen. And then she runs under the couch again. We would not let her pet her at all. So I sent her photos of Fuzzy having Heidi sit on his chest getting petted. She was mad.
Yeah. As soon as we came home, Heidi came out of hiding. So actually, all of them were like, "Where have you guys been? All we had were crunchies, and once in a while we had the wet food." And yeah, they wanted to tell us all about
we
their
didn't eat.
last 9 days. Well,
They
they
didn't eat
ate
that
the
much
wet
food.
food. They just didn't eat like they normally did because they had crunchies available. Like we don't normally feed our cats crunchies. They do the wet food twice. They get their own can each meal, and they have like water buckets that are like bath pans basically that they drink out of, that recycles and filters the water and stuff like that. But yeah, they had plenty of food, and they had somebody checking on them. We kept the house nice and cool for them and stuff. But yeah,
but Heidi would not come out at all, and she's the queen of the place. Like,
that's why her name is Heidi.
Yeah, that is true. She's literally the queen of the place. She keeps all 3 of them in line, basically. But yeah, she doesn't like humans, except for us.
Yeah.
So yeah, kitty cats are awesome. I don't know what you talk about. Kitty cats are awesome.
He didn't say they weren't. He said the dogs.
It was like, at least it was a dog instead of a cat. But
No, No, it shouldn't be either one.
No,
We know that's what Silence said, though. The dick.
Shouldn't be either one.
Whoa. Hold on. Hold on.
It's like, how am I getting in trouble?
Dogs are great if it's
Yeah.
not my dog and it's not in my house.
Jeez, rest in peace, Silence, dog.
Yeah, Chloe was a good dog. We had her for 16 and a half years. But that was a long fucking time. And you could tell, like, even towards the end, she was like, I'm tired, boss. Like, she very much was like, okay, we're done. But she was trying to hold on. God bless her. But yeah, it was time, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Why you gotta be an asshole and bring up these sensitive memories? I'm just kidding.
I was to say, coming from the guys like, good it was the dog and not the cat.
Hey. I mean, I think I told you guys on this podcast the one time when she proceeded to hoover my child's poop
Oh yeah.
from the training potty, right? Like she set the tone. She set the tone early on in our relationship. So rest in peace, dog. But yeah, at the same time, like, bad choices. Just like diving into these caves, right?
True.
Not a good idea.
So we give
All right.
in our grades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, let the people in the chat make their guesstimates of where we land on this.
but before we do this, all right, because we gotta
Oh,
throw out
geez.
spoilers now. The big fight scene at the end. What
Yeah.
was your you like it, you didn't like it, you thought something was missing? Was it awesome?
I mean, considering how Juno kind of let Beth die, but she didn't die, and I forget the other woman's name. Eventually came across her after, I guess, the crawlers dumped her. They dumped her in the the food bin, and Beth was still able to kind of talk or whisper some of the stuff, and the fact that she had Juno's chain in her hand, it's like Juno did this kind of thing. I don't know if she actually said that, but I'm assuming that's what Sarah probably heard or was able to take from their dying conversation type of deal. So it's like maybe Juno should have tried to help Beth instead of just leaving her there to bleed out. I mean, I know helping somebody that you accidentally axed in the throat is not a good look, but hey, bandages, try to see if you can help them. Worst case scenario, maybe they're the human shield eventually if shit really hits the fan, but don't just leave them there to die like, oops, I'm sorry. I'll see you in the afterlife, kind of thing, and just leave them be. I think Juno could have probably handled matters a lot better, but that fight scene at the end, Juno knew she effed up, and Sarah was going to take her out, but to just take her out in the kneecap, I guess that maybe that was best because that kind of hobbles her so she can't escape. But yeah,
She wanted her to suffer.
no, should have hit her in the stomach then. Bleed out that way. That's like the long excruciating pain, suffering, type of injury. Taking out the knee, yeah, it's going to hurt. Yeah, it's going to hobble you, but hitting them intestines, something like that, definitely. It's final at that point. So.
Well, it's final, but I don't think. Okay, so we saw a good rendition in Reservoir Dogs in reference to a gunshot wound in the gut. It is excruciating pain. It's also going to be a very, very long death. Because there's a lot of vital organs there.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't hit the instant ones, the ones that are, instant death, you're going to bleed for a very long time, and that's going to, really be painful. The thing is that we're not looking at it like that with these women. She wanted her Juno to be torn apart and be able to feel that, because that's how angry she was for her killing Beth. Nobody agree with me? Y'all disagree?
Yeah, I mean, the suffer aspect, I guess that all makes sense, and her not wanting to kill her, but kind of make her chances of survival less.
Yeah, because she could have crawled into some place and just slowly died that way. Because she's an adventurer. She probably can fit into a tiny space where they couldn't have gotten to her, and she would have just bled out. No, she wanted to cripple her so that they could, just tear her apart. Like a zombie.
Yeah.
Yes, women can be vicious.
I'm surprised they made it as far as they did. No slight to women, but y'all have like this inherent, like, she's the enemy kind of mentality sometimes.
No,
y'all are mean to each other a lot.
We don't. Y'all pit us against each other.
No, y'all pit yourselves against each other.
No, we don't.
Over us.
No, we don't. No, we don't. All right, we got some ratings here. No originality score ratings. So we got
0 to original. How original?
So we got Fee 7.5 out of 10, Presto 6.4, Fuzzy 7 out of 10, and Silent 6.8. Fee's originality score is a 5. Okay, so I'm gonna say that based on
Fee's gonna give it like an 8.5.
Based on how I'm hearing you guys, and I was there for witnessing Fuzzy. I think we should do a reaction video just on Fuzzy.
What? Huh?
Yeah, because people don't believe that you get angry at these movies.
We should have a camera trained on you during the entire show. So that way, if there's any like surprises, we can do them as like clips to send off into the YouTube space of when you get pissed off at a movie being so dumb, or just like a ridiculous situation. I think that'd be great. If you get that figured out.
Yeah, I think I should just set up one of the tripods. Just have the camera watching him.
That's
Wow.
Don't go down there. What are you doing? Go back.
Then you can all see he gets angry.
Oh, they're losing him. He's falling asleep. He's
Oh yeah. How many times have like a drinking game? How many times did Fuzzy fall asleep?
I haven't fallen asleep on a movie in a while. There was close on one of the ones we did like a month or so ago, but didn't fall asleep. But the angry part, yeah. That drinking game, depending on the movie, it could be bad for people.
Now I just want to say, Fuzzy's getting angry at these women characters, because they're not doing what he expects them to do. Which, when you're in a situation, unless you have been so traumatized over a long period of time, or you've been in a situation where it's so chaotic that you kind of have those dulled senses where you can see through the chaos instantly. Most people make bad decisions when they're in a chaotic situation.
Yeah.
So this was really on par with how things should have been. Like, the decision where they're putting in the clips or whatever, they're putting them in, and then who was it? Juno decides that she's going to retrieve them and take that line away,
Yeah,
so that it can be set up later for the woman to get her, throat ripped out and have a fight scene in midair, basically.
But see, being that they were somewhat experienced climbers, I would think that you would have enough sets per person that even though you lost the one extended line, the clips, you guys should have enough clips to kind of leave a
Yeah, but
set.
they lost one of the bags, though.
Well, that bag was more of the ropes and not the clips. I think they still kept all the clips on them personally.
Mm-hmm.
The rope, the additional rope to be like that spanner bridge type of thing that you could use, or a zip line kind of thing. That's what they kind of lost. So I would figure the clips would be vital to kind of keep in case you do have to backtrack. Maybe I'm overthinking it, or maybe it's just I try to think from the XO perspective in military. It's like always be prepared. Have a plan B or a fallback just in case, kind of thing. So pulling those clips.
Well, they probably did, but they're not in the same cave.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so they probably brought enough materials and stuff like that, enough tools for the cave that they originally were going to go in.
Mm-hmm.
Not the one Juno took them.
Yeah, this
they
ship
should have
was
just let Juno.
expanded.
Yeah, they should have let Juno fall down that little pit.
Damn.
Yeah. Juno should have gone first instead of Holly. B is an 8, Presto's a 4, Fuzzy's a 7.5, and Silence a 7. You are putting way too high for Fuzzy. I'm just gonna say that right now. Sanchi says it was a 9.5 out of 10.
Okay.
And then 4 from me. Who's questioning that 4? Let me see. Anybody else? Let's see. Oh, and we had another thing here. Hold on a second. I feel as though Presto is very different good movies than everybody else.
I mean, if anything, I feel like it might be the opposite. See, your good movies are like way different than everyone else's. Like
this was a good movie.
Yes, this one was. Every once in a while, you do come up with one, and this just happened to be one. But you picked a lot of stinkers in your day.
I don't know what you're talking about. They're all good movies. Anyway, Presto, what was your rating?
I would give this a 7.6. I enjoy, well, whatever your ratings. If it's whatever, you can watch it again. I'd watch it again. It wasn't a drawn out movie. Like when you watched it, it didn't drag at all. At one point, I think I paused it and I was just like, oh, wow, there's not much left. Like, how are they going to wrap all this up? And I feel like they wrapped it up in a way that it didn't feel rushed, where I was just like, oh, well, that sucked. I would have did this, or this. The claustrophobic aspect definitely had me feeling certain ways that it was captured really nicely to make me feel like I was stuck, or don't go in there, or oh my god, like I felt like the adult in that situation. Like, don't go in there, you're squeezing in there. And I've seen videos in the past where people do that in caves where like I don't even know how they fit through that area, or why, like I said before, like why you want to fit through that area. Just leave it be. Like eventually maybe a tractor will get in there and dig a hole bigger or something. But until then, stay out, man. Like it makes you think like how many people do this and they just never are found. Like they just get stuck and they either don't have service, they can't get their phone because it's such a tight spot, and they just die there. So that makes it really weird and eerie and scary in itself. So I enjoyed it. I would recommend it. What did I say? 7.4 or something like that? 7.6. Check it out if you haven't. There is a second one. I did not watch the second one. The second one I still think got like 5.6 or something on IMDb, so it didn't do horrible. So I think I'm gonna check out the second one and see what that's about. If it's like a continuation or it's just a different group of girls that go in a cave or dudes that go in a cave or whatever. So I
So
enjoyed it.
just like you know, the Descent is
Don't spoil it.
the popularity is going up, so it's like at a 906. This got a 7.2 rating. I know that you mentioned the Descent too. You might actually like it since I didn't really, but you know.
Is that how we're rating movies now? I didn't like it, so you guys will.
Yeah, it's a fee 3 out of 10, so that means it'll be a presto 8 out of 10.
Hell yeah, motherfuckers.
I mean, it's a direction they could have gone in, and it did have. I won't put any spoilers, but it did have some twists to it, and stuff like that. But yeah, I think they should have gone in the direction of having another group go down there. But that wasn't the continuation of it, and it says it in the thing. It says that Sarah has to go back in, because they don't believe her story and stuff like that. As far as Fuzzy and O saw part of the beginning where they're trying to look for them, and then they find out that Sarah's in the hospital. So the authorities go over there. It's basically the sheriff and stuff like that. It's not like the FBI or anything. But yeah, that's the direction they went in. There are some.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, you're good.
Gosh dang it. All right.
Just give me your rating.
I'll put my rating out there. So I do agree pretty close to what Melissa was saying in chat. I think I'd put it right around like an 8.5 to a 9 myself. There's a special spot in my heart for this movie, because when I watch it, every time I watch it, which I feel like I've been watching this thing probably once a year, maybe twice a year, just depending. I always enjoy it. It's still as fucked up and grisly as it always has been, given some of the circumstances. Again, some of the surprise occurrences in this movie and some of the deaths because of everyone just being frantic. I feel like it holds up really, really well. Claustrophobia in general, I feel like, is something that a lot of people can resonate with. And this movie does a really good job at bringing that right to the forefront and making it really difficult for people to deal with because of the situation. And, there have been some video games that have done some similar things. Stuff like The Forest. The Forest is a prime example of something where when you jump into that game, it's got a lot of activity in cave systems similar to what this movie is. And every time I go back and I try and play that game and I get into the cave areas, or every time I watch this movie, it's always got the same feel where I just feel uncomfortable because of the claustrophobia, which doesn't usually bother me, but also kind of just the constant suspense and anxiety that builds. And this movie does a really good job at building anxiety from the beginning all the way to the end. I haven't seen the second one, so I can't say too much on that side of things, but I really, really want to watch that one again at some point. I actually just talked to the kids when I went upstairs to grab a water, and the kids are like, "Oh yeah, I'll watch the first movie." So I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to end up doing again tonight, is watching that movie again, because I don't think my son's ever actually seen it, and I know my daughter really likes the movie as well. It just resonates in a way. Like the characters, there's not like a ton of story built, like character development or story building for the characters, but the amount that you get is enough to tell you that these characters are like there's a lot of shit going on in their lives, and when you see them and when you see everything that they go through, like you feel for them because it's a fucked up situation that they found themselves in, and it's really just engaging as you watch them go through this whole thing.
So, The Descent 2, just let everybody know if you all want to watch The Descent 2. I haven't seen it. It is free on Prime. If you have Prime, is one of the
Sweet.
movies that you can watch for free. So, Fuzzy, what about you? Oh, what was your score, Cypher?
Sorry. Yeah, right about like a 8.5 to a 9. It's kind of where I land.
Damn.
Yeah,
Wow.
I know. I
You guys
know
are both
that's
higher
that's
than
rare.
what
I
the
feel like I usually sit right in like the 7s or
Mhm.
lower.
Mhm.
But this one just like I
It's
said,
watchable.
it resonates with me. It's one that I could watch and I continue to watch like once or twice every year. So
All right, Fuzzy.
Nice. Despite being angry at some of the decisions made in the movie, trying to, steer them from harm's way, even though they seem, destined to get into harm's way. I would say this is at least a solid 7, maybe even as high as a 7.5. Yes, rewatchable. Doesn't have to be on the TV for me to rewatch it. Although I will probably shout at the screen the same each time I watch it, type of
Oh, yes,
deal.
you will.
But yeah, I think the environment and the tension that they experience in the tunnels is probably the biggest factor. Just because it feels grounded in reality. It feels like something that not necessarily the monsters themselves, but it feels like something that you may encounter if you have the one overzealous member of the group that wants everybody to be on their level kind of deal. Hey, we're gonna get this cave named after us kind of thing, and and somehow leads you down a troubled path type of deal. And then you add monsters to it, and it's like, okay, let's see if everybody makes it out alive. Oh, spoilers, they kind of don't. Well, one at least makes it out, depending on which variation you see. It's kind of undetermined on the extended clips one or whatever, or the one with the deleted scenes and stuff. But yeah, not a bad movie at all. But if you are a climber or have ever done carabiner stuff as far as for rappelling down mountainsides or buildings or whatever, there's going to be some stuff that's like, why are you doing it this way? But all in all, good movie. Not really jump scares, although there is a couple occasions of them. But I think the tension is probably the biggest thing. That's the I guess the best part of the movie is that part of the story. But yeah, a 7.5, rewatchable, definitely worth watching. And considering the beginning of Descent 2, that's probably also probably worth watching as a binge type of thing. Watching back to back kind of deal. Because hey, the sheriff's got to know where the rest of the people are and figure out if she's telling the truth. But yeah, I'll definitely wind up binging both of these at some point. Haven't seen 2 yet, but we'll probably watch them back to back at a later date. What about
I've
you,
already
Phil?
seen it. Why I gotta watch it?
Oh, you don't want to watch it?
it's got to be fresh on your mind for when we end up doing that movie as well.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So anyway, so my score is a 9. I really like this one. It's one of my favorites. Apparently, you guys like it too. I don't know how that happened.
I take back my score. I give it no. I'm just kidding.
Originality score. Originality score.
Mhm.
Wait a minute. Okay. So originality score. So I would say this is like a 9.5 originality.
Mhm.
its originality score is a 9.5.
The originality score is a 5.5 or
No, a 9.5, not a 5.
9.5 for the movie.
No, a
5.5
9 for the movie. What's confusing about this? 9 for the movie and 9.5 for originality.
Oh, okay. All right.
You don't agree?
That's refreshing.
Yeah.
That's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while Presto's gone, let's highlight.
Oh shit, he is gone.
Yeah, I did go because food was coming. So Presto is not correct in the first hour recap. So Fee now loves video games and spent an hour talking about them. No, I spent an hour talking
Hell
about
yeah.
our events.
Hell yeah, we've won her over.
Well,
Video games for life.
Xbox giving me a free Xbox. Yeah, I think I have to do video games now. Anyway, she faked an injury. I did not fake an injury. It was real. Fuzzy is the problem. Gets blamed for everything. That is not true.
It's accurate.
Silas is not a nice guy. That is not true.
No, it's pretty true. I'm not a nice guy.
Well, you were nice to me.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And Presto said about himself, and me, I love everyone. That was not the first hour, guys. Go back to the first hour if you missed it. Anybody that is coming in now, skip the first hour just because Presto made some comments in chat. That is not true. Go back to the first hour.
It was almost an hour of video game talk, which is a rare occasion on here.
It is shocking, honestly. And she didn't shit on it the whole time.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we're really making some progress here.
Yeah.
I think it was that free Xbox that pushed me over.
You can be bought. Confirmed.
I can be bought.
Got you.
So yeah, Fuzzy and I were talking. I don't know how Cypher feels or how Presto feels, but I think Cypher will be on board. We might have to get Presto on board. He has a PlayStation. So maybe once a month or maybe once every other month we could do a horror video game.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Is this happening?
Yeah.
This is happening.
So there are a lot of horror video games out. One being Hellraiser. Now I know that this has been being said, oh, it's coming out for what seems like 2 years. They did give a release date, an actual release date of October 13th of this year. They have gotten their rating or something like that, or permission or something for the game itself, which happens nearing the end of completion of it, apparently. You guys can address that more than I can. But it does have that now. So apparently it will be coming out soon. And then there were other horror movie games that you guys had seen at the events and stuff like that you guys seem to be thrilled about.
So many.
So many. So yeah.
Fuzzy, I can't believe this is happening.
Yeah.
Well,
is this a fever dream?
No. It's, bear in mind, she's played a lot of Don't Starve, which is kind of a horror themed game to some extent as well.
True.
And seeing that there are more games kind of along those lines that allow you to set things on fire as well, which she has this fixation of setting the forest on fire in
I love
Don't
Minions.
Starve.
I love Minions.
and
Minions are
Minions and things like Diablo 4. So yeah, I think we can we can count on her to try some more games that are of similar fashion. So
Okay. I, I I like where this future is heading. It's great.
Uh-huh.
It's great.
So yeah, and I think so when we were out there, some of the developers were really excited when I was passing out my cards and stuff like that. Because they love horror movies too. So I'm sure some of the more independent games, the ones that don't have big, studio backing or whatever, they might want a little bit of, press on the other side, ability to talk about their game on the other side, outside of video gamers, maybe get a different audience. So yeah. And we're already getting stuff about games as well since I passed those cards out.
yeah. So
This
be on the
is-
lookout for that.
This is wonderful news. I know it's not what you want, but this is wonderful news because we do have a lot of gamers in the chat. Shout out to all of you that play video games. Yeah, I'm stoked about this. Chat, are you excited about some game content? Because I don't know about you, but I'm always up for talking some video game content.
Yeah.
Fuzzy, I know you're also interested in playing and talking video games.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and considering it seems like this is like the resurgence of like horror video games in general. Like I know we've all gone through like the RPG phase, we've gone through, the platformer phase, but it seems like more and more horror games. And there's been a good bit even prior to now, but it looks like I think the remakes of Resident Evil as well as some of their newer ones has kind of helped the whole genre as a whole. And then a lot of the indie games that are out there have definitely added to it. So if we can, bring a mix of those, and it's funny. I think was it Blumhouse?
Yeah.
Is they're known for their movies and stuff, but they're also getting into the video game space with that one Seasons game that I was talking about before. So yeah, there's a nice, I guess, perfect storm coming of video games and video game movies and scary movies that are video games as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, we figure, hey, since it's part of the hobby or there's a overlap of the hobby, yeah, why not?
I can hear Fee's excitement right now. but whether you like it or not, you're going to have an Xbox now.
Yes. Well,
Your
I mean,
own
I
personal
already do.
Xbox. Well, yeah, but this is your own personal 25th anniversary
Yeah.
Xbox.
Mhm.
So, you gotta revel in that.
Yeah, and it will have a Blu-ray player, so we won't have to switch back to the PS4. Because like right now, she has the Series S, so it's like, oh, we can't find this movie on stream, but I have the DVD or I have the Blu-ray, and it's like, all right, we'll turn the PS4 back on.
Yeah. No, I agree fully. Like I've got my Series X upstairs right now, and the good TV is downstairs when it comes to actually watching movies in high fidelity. And so now I'll have a second one that's downstairs where I can just dedicate it to watching movies.
Yeah.
So if we end up putting a disc in there, like it's there. It's just is it necessary? No, not really. But at the same time, like it kind of fell in our lap given the situation.
Yeah.
So
Sanchez said now Cypher needs to be in your indie movie fee for authentic reaction.
Yes.
So we have when the Hapless Howl opens up, you will see some familiar faces. But we have to include those familiar faces in the pretty much last half of how that we do. So yeah, that means Cypher's got to come out.
Come out? What do you
Yeah,
mean?
you got to come out to Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I was misunderstanding what you were
No, I
getting
know we're in Pride Month, but that's not you.
I was like, I hate
can tell
to just.
instantly.
I was about to say, I hate to disappoint you. That's not going to happen. But yeah, Pennsylvania. That one's going to be tricky because the only people we have besides you guys pulling us out that way are way out in New York, and that's tricky. That's I don't know.
Yeah, but you can come out just for a couple days. You don't have to come out and stay for like, a week or two.
I get worried given our conversations. The things.
Well, you think
the
we're going
things
to
that those.
kidnap you?
Well, no, but when I hear those cats cry during the podcast, I always get nervous. Like something's going on there, and I'm not sure. I don't know.
They're crying because Foamy cries
Happiness.
at this point. I have stopped him from letting him lay on me
Or play video games.
And then Ellie and Heidi are crying because they think it's food time, and Murphy is crying because he wants out of his little room and he wants to see people. That's why they're crying. We're not doing nothing to them. Now, if you hear Fuzzy crying,
that's a whole different situation. We're aware of that situation. Oh goodness. Yeah. Okay. Shout out to MD Ultra. Just jumped into chat too. Great to see you. Yeah. No, we have to get out that way at some point in time. I've got relatives and stuff out that way towards Indiana anyways. So we're probably heading out that way at some point in time, probably sooner than later, I'm guessing anyways. If that happens, we would obviously find ourselves near you guys. So I'll keep you updated.
So I did not admit to beating Fuzzy. I never said that.
We can neither confirm nor deny the things that are happening. Fuzzy, blink twice in the chat.
Anyway. So I think it's 8:34. Yeah, Dead by Daylight. I keep on hearing about that one. Didn't you play that one? Is that the one with all the villains in it, like Jason and them?
Yeah, well, they have like DLC for some of those skins and stuff, but it's basically it's like one of those 4 against 1 kind of deals. I mainly played the Friday the 13th thing until people stopped playing it, and I think they delisted it, but that one was a pretty good one. Even though it was janky when they released it, it was still pretty good.
No, it's sadly for that one, because I had a friend that was working on that game. I won't name names, but he was working on the game, and it was so good. It was so good. But unfortunately, like as we know, there's a whole bunch of legal issues with the IPs given Friday the 13th, or at least there was at that point in time. And given that situation, we didn't end up seeing continued support for that game to a certain point. And once that situation ended up the way it was, no longer did we actually get internet access for that game. So if you download the game, because you can still download the game, but if you jump into it, you can't play anything. Doesn't matter if it's local, doesn't matter if it's like just your friends list or whatever. All of it is broken.
Yeah.
So hopefully at some point in time, maybe that'll get fixed. But because of all the situations that are going on right now, that thing is just stuck in limbo, sadly.
Yeah.
So there are definitely different rules as far as copywriting, licensing, and trademarking that are not consistent through all of these different medias, from video games to books to movies and stuff like that. So for example, Dawn of the Dead is now up for grabs. Like the licensing now can be placed in free market. So there's kind of a debate about that right now because it's so old. The original person that was working with George Romero, he's trying to sell off, what he can and stuff like that. But a lot of that domain is fair game now for free. Because they copyrighted the name and stuff like that, but not necessarily the movies in the process. So yeah. So I can just imagine what licensing looks like in video games.
Yeah, you usually have something like a 5-year window. And then after that, it's like, oh, you got to delist it, or hey, you have to pull it from the web unless you renew the license, which would, in some cases, probably be cheaper to make a new game as opposed to re-up the license for the existing game.
Yeah. All right, so it is 8:38, so we're gonna let everybody go. And of course, like I said, we will be planning a video game, but it has to be horror related. I want to hear no action ones like Gears of War. That's not horror.
There's some horror elements.
And I don't know what this Blatro thing is.
That's a card game.
Hey, Blatro's good, but it is not horror. I'll give you that.
All right, so we're gonna say goodbye. All right, I'm gonna hit the button. Bye, everybody.
Bye.